It had to come, isn't it? It just was so inevitable about the entire factor. Ravichandran Ashwin and getting paratrooped for the World Cup is a match really made in heaven. I mean, come to think about it. Until September, Ravichandran Ashwin was nowhere in the fray when it came to ODI World Cup selection. Suddenly, with just about a week to go and the last day, the last hour until you could finalize your ICC World Cup team selection, he makes it. It comes with a kind of a combination of injuries, luck and demand. These three factors are really important. Everybody will be wondering at this point in time, oh, there was some other conspiracy at work. Let's be very clear about this entire thing. There is no conspiracy here. Team demands, team requirements are very fickle in a game of cricket. But yes, the choices can be deliberated upon the fact that, okay, why was a particular player selected? Because remember, in the case of Ravichandran Ashwin, not many things were going for him. He had played only 2 ODIs in 600 days. His last ODI, prior to the one in Mohali, was the one that he played at Pal against South Africa in January 2022, that too. In Mohali and Indore combined, he took 4 wickets, but his economy rate was better. Containment as well as wickets, he was taking it. But what is India's major problem heading into the World Cup? It's not a number 4, that was there in 2019. It's not number 5, it is your number 8. Now, all the characters that have been involved in this, Ravichandran Ashwin, Washington Sundar, Akshar Patel and even Shardul Thakur to a certain extent, all 4 of them have been involved in some way or the other in this entire jumble when it comes to World Cup team selection. Now, in this I am going to tell you why Ravichandran Ashwin made it. What were the factors behind it? So, exactly about less than 24 hours ago, it was made around 7 to 8 p.m. IST yesterday that Ravichandran Ashwin replaces Akshar Patel in the 2023 World Cup squad for India. Akshar failed to recover from the quad injury as well as the hand injury that he sustained in the Asia Cup game against Bangladesh on time. And that is the reason why Ravichandran Ashwin had to come in. So the entire gambit has now been covered. Left arm wrist spin, then you've got left arm orthodox and now you've got a right arm off spinner. You don't have a wrist spinner in the form of Yajuvendra Chahal. Third straight white ball World Cup that Ashwin has featured, 2021, 2022 and now 2023. Will it be third time lucky for Ravichandran Ashwin? Because remember, both in 2021 and 2022, his place was debated. And somewhere down the line, you would want to wonder why one player's place is always up for grabs. Were there any better options, better replacements? That needed to be seen here because you have to understand the chronology as to how it happened. In 2021, Washington Sundar got injured. So that threw up an off-spinner spot. Who was that batting all-rounder and that off-spinner? It was Ravichandran Ashwin. Akshar Patel, incidentally in 2021 was left out because for Shardul Thakur. And Ashwin got into the team immediately. Now, 2 years later or maybe even 1 year later, what's happened in 2022? You remember in the Asia Cup, Ravindra Jadeja got ruled out because of a knee injury that he sustained and that injury required him to do surgery. Because of Jadeja's absence, 3 spots opened up because Jadeja was that complete player. You needed a good batter, you needed a good bowler, fielding came along with that. Now, the choice of Ravichandran Ashwin was also very, very unique because at that time in 2022, Ashwin was paratrooped just before the West Indies series. And he did okay-ish in that, but he didn't set the stage on fire. India suddenly realized that they needed an off-spinner or who could contain the flow of runs in the middle overs. But that didn't work out in the 2022 T20 World Cup. Akshar, Ashwin and Yajuvendra Chahal were picked in that squad, remember. But Yajuvendra Chahal did not even get to play a game. That was how flawed this entire system was. 2021, he was not even picked. 2022, Yajuvendra Chahal, he went to the team but didn't play a game. Aksar was played, Ashwin was played. Just because of the batting depth that you need. Chahal was ignored throughout 2022. And now what are the circumstances in 2023? Very, very similar. Let us make it very clear that as far as conditions go, pace or spin, that number 8 tussle is for four people. Shardul Thakur, Akshar Patel, Washington Sundar and Ravichandran Ashwin. Remember in 2021, Washington Sundar got injured, so that's why he couldn't play. But here, Sundar has been totally ignored. Shardul was not promising with the bat, Akshar was struggling with the ball. We were wondering, right? We need someone who can bat like Akshar but bowl like Shardul. Who can give you that option? Could have been Washington Sundar. But Washington Sundar was left out incidentally after being picked in the Asia Cup final squad. He was picked on finals day. Didn't get to bowl, didn't get to bat. Without that, Ashwin was picked in the Mohali match and in Indore. Washington was picked for Rajkot, but he was asked to open. And he also didn't have a good time with the ball. So, Washington unfairly dealt with, maybe, maybe not. You just gave Washington Sundar one game and that's it. Ashwin got 2 games, but credit to Ashwin that he at least put in that kind of performances. What will you do then? So, Shardul, Akshar, Washi, Ashwin. These were your 4 people right from the very beginning. You wanted to figure out, you are on a prayer as to please either Shardul bats well and bowls well or Akshar Patel bowls well. But unfortunately, nothing of that happened. Shardul struggled emphatically in those 2 ODIs against Australia. With the bat, didn't get chances. But unfortunately, you are in a catch-22 situation because Shardul is the best that you've got. And that's not very promising. Akshar is the best you've got. Even that also now has been thrown out of the window because of his injury. But with the ball, serious questions have been asked about Akshar Patel. Ashwin, can you blame him? No. He got picked because he performed in the 2 matches against Australia. How can you blame Ravichandran Ashwin? That is a key factor. 2 key factors. Akshar's injury, Ashwin being available and performing against Australia. Number 3, Dravid and the team management's belief and also Rohit Sharma's belief that Ashwin might do well with the bat and the ball kind of tapers over the Shardul Thakur conundrum. Because remember, Shardul with the ball has been okay-ish, and in the Australia series he was woeful. In the Asia Cup he was okay-ish. 3 for 65 against Bangladesh. He picked up 3 wickets, but he still leaked runs, and that's what made a big difference in India's loss to Bangladesh. So, at this point in time, 3 World Cups, a situation has arisen where there is a demand, sudden demand, and Ashwin has been the guy to fill that void every single time. What do you think? Is Ashwin's selection fair? And don't go by the story that Akshar Patel put up on his Instagram, the quote-unquote story. It's now vanished. Whoever caught screen grabs of it, it's that same 3D fiasco that has enveloped in the 2019 World Cup. You think 2019 World Cup was chaotic for the number 4? 2023 has been chaotic for the spin bowling all-rounder slot and the number 8 conundrum. Take your choice. Which is the worst? Does India know their strength? Remember, tomorrow it's India-England. It's a warm-up game. India's World Cup begins on 8th. So, what will be the situation? That is really a thing that we have to understand. So, the team has finally been announced. Your 15 members are here. Deal with it until November 19th. After November 19th, the post-mortem could begin on the success or the failure of the Indian cricket team when it happens. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. We'll be back with more updates on Sports Today. Tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. And don't forget, we are on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram as well. Thank you.